It's a bittersweet symphony that's life.
What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel, and if it's your first time here, then just welcome. Thanks for coming, and like and subscribe and follow along in my journey of avoiding sugar for a year. But it's actually just 320 days now left, which still sounds like a lot. So follow along to comfort me when I need someone to be there when I cry, please. Thank you. This week I think I did pretty well in terms of not having like this agonizing craving just sitting inside of me all the time. I will say that like every couple days or so I do have a distinct just like takes over my whole brain feeling of like I'm just gonna eat this, I'm gonna like Cookie Monster it into my face and no one's gonna know and I'm not gonna tell anyone and everything's gonna be fine. I even dreamt this week that I was hanging out with people like back home in North Carolina, and people like I have not even seen myself in like years, and they were all like just being like, yeah man, like here's this plate of macaroons, eat them, no one's gonna know, and it won't count. And I was like, you're right, it won't count for some reason because this is a dream and that things don't count, they're in dreams. So I ate the whole plate of pretend dream macaroons and I felt great. But that's dream Jillian and this is real life Jillian, and I'm not eating plates full of macaroons. Dang it. With it being Valentine's Day, I really thought, like last week I was saying that I was gonna try and maybe find some keto swerve fake sugar stuff and you know make something for Valentine's Day, and I ended up not, because basically I just didn't get around to it, which is like me in a nutshell. And that's kind of okay. I mean, it's a good thing that I didn't feel so bombarded by Valentine's sugar and sweets and all that kind of stuff that I didn't feel like I had to go out of my way and like also try and make myself something sweet. I did end up looking up a lot of recipes, and there are definitely things that I do want to try, and I've had some friends send me along some things. Thank you, Francesca. I can't wait to try like little like Reese's cup things. I worked out this week once, but once is more than I can say for last week. So I consider that a victory. And I did the whole like, oh, I'm sore for 3 days after, I'm not gonna work out, but you know, getting there. And soon enough, we're gonna bump it up and we're gonna keep going on that journey as well. And I'm glad to just report that I did it at least the one time. This week at work, I encountered a man who, to put it bluntly, tried to suck all of the joy and confidence out of my life. He was rude, insulting, and intimidating, and while I won't get into all of it here, if you find me on Facebook, I did write about it a little bit there, and you can fill yourself in. Basically, I felt, and I know I shouldn't let something like this random man make me feel this way, but you know, sometimes it happens. I felt like I was weak and like I had nothing going for me and like I had nothing to put forth into this world to be worthwhile. In fact, this man even told me that he thought I was interesting, but not in a good way. Whatever that means. Keep in mind, this is a person that I was serving coffee to at my cafe, and he asked a couple questions about my life, like who I am, what do I do, where I'm from, and he drew conclusions about me and just used them to try and hurt me for reasons I can't fathom. My point in even bringing this up is that for like a split second of my day over the course of 2 days, this man, this random person, someone else in this world was trying to make me feel, and for a minute succeeded in making me feel like I was worthless, like I had nothing to contribute, and like I wasn't enough. And then here I am, and I'm on YouTube, and I'm making these videos about trying not to eat sugar for a year, and someone like him or anyone else might think that that's useless, and I know that I'm not. And I'm okay if he or anyone else thinks that. That's your prerogative. But I don't think that I'm useless, and I don't think that I have nothing to offer this world. The responses that I've gotten over posting this story on Instagram and Facebook alone have proven to me that I am worthwhile and I am enough. So thank you for pouring out your own outrage over my story and just being there and supporting me. I can't tell you how much I really appreciate it. And sometimes you gotta thank the haters too, because here's this man who wasted so much energy just trying to make me feel bad for no reason. And what he didn't realize was that he was actually building me up, and he was surrounding me with people who are strong and who find value in me. So thank you for doing that. I have even more hope and confidence for myself to do the things that I intend to do in this world. And even if they're not to someone else's standards, that's okay. And I'm not gonna let that ever get to me. Don't ever let anyone steal your joy or make you feel small, because we have so much ability in this world to just be awful to each other, and we've all been down that avenue and we've all been given the opportunity to be that way. And I urge you, and I even say this to myself, that just try and be kind and be a light and be nice to each other. I mean, it's just so much easier, and it just creates a better friggin' world, right? We're all just trying to make it out of here alive. So just be kind to one another. So I'm just gonna continue spreading joy in my little corner of the world here and on my little YouTube channel. And if what I do has ever brought any one of you any joy at all, I can just say thank you, and I'm honored to be at all a part of something that makes you happy and gives you any form of joy. So thanks, and keep watching. So it's not the most sugary topic of the day, it's not the sweetest topic of the day, right? But you know, sometimes we gotta throw in a little bit of saltiness, balance it out. I love balancing out the sweet and the salt. I think this week is just a good example of how, you know, you can be on your journey alone in your own head and trying just to get through the day without eating sugar. And sometimes the universe throws you a loop and gives you some source of anger or frustration or annoyance out of nowhere, and you have to deal with it. And normally I would deal with that by binge eating on the couch and feeling sorry for myself or something. And oh, you can trust that I'm not gonna do that this time. And sometimes someone like me, at least the Scorpio inside me, will use someone like that as fuel to like really push myself. But keep in mind, and also to myself, keep in mind that don't run your life that way on just trying to prove someone else wrong. But you know, it's one of those weeks where, you know, just weird things happen, and relating this into this goal of mine, you know, kind of fits in nicely. So I wanted to just tell you all that story, and if you can relate, if there are people trying to put you down, or if you have come into situations where you just didn't know how to react and you wanted to be self-destructive and you chose not to, let me know. And I'm glad that I know I'm not alone in that. So just let me know, and we can do it, and we're better people for it. Thanks for watching and subscribing and liking and just following along on this weird journey. And next time, hopefully next week, will be a little bit better. We're already almost done with February. How did that happen? It's because it's the shortest month of the year, but even still, I mean, my goodness. I've got my like anniversary coming up next week. That's another fun not eating something like decadent and sweet thing that I'm kind of gonna miss. So let's see how I do with that, and hopefully I'll have some fun stories to tell. So long, everyone. Have a great week. Don't let the haters get you down. Don't let the muggles get you down. Is that what he says? Is that what he says? It's close to that, if it's not that.
No change, I can change, I can change.
Not in the future.